just chatting with each other while they're waiting for us to show up.
Yeah. They're
like when you
a pretty
have a party.
patient bunch.
A surprise party, and then so the main person hasn't shown up who ties everyone together, and yet people are still mingling.
Yeah, it's great.
It's nice.
That's exactly what it's like.
It's exactly like that. You don't know, Jeff. You don't know about surprise parties.
Here we go.
What?
Oh, there we are. Hi.
Is there a lag? Is this like Scream? So if somebody kills me, I won't
Yeah.
know until.
Yeah, there is a slight lag. So
There is a slight scream murder.
be
lag.
more aware of your surroundings than just.
If Jamie Kennedy comes up behind me, just you guys tell me.
Oh, does he work in this building?
Probably.
He does. Yeah. He's my landlord.
Which
is weird.
He was the producer of that musical chairs show that I worked on. The Oh Sit.
Oh,
he was
really?
like the host and executive.
What is
producer
that?
Oh, Sit.
Oh,
Was he?
Sit. Get it? Because you get it.
It's like cursing if you're
It's
religious.
like cursing. Yeah, if you're not trying to sell a bad game show to the CW. It was actually pretty intense, though. The show itself was really intense. I kind of wanted to do
People
it.
died.
Yeah.
On Oh Sit?
One girl
Oh, yeah.
died.
That does not surprise me.
You know that's a real show that happened? A kid died. Some lady lost a kid. For those wondering, what I'm drawing is...
Nobody was asking.
Spider-Man. It's the Spider-Man.
That-
It's the Spider-Man. You get it.
No
is
one.
very
I don't think
unflattering.
anyone was
Everyone's
asking.
like,
though.
what's Jeff doing?
Yeah, I don't think anyone was. Hey, how weird that we're sort of somewhat on time. This is the most on time we've been in a while, and we're still running late.
And the
But,
irony is we were early.
yeah, everyone was early this time, and we still the stream just decided to stop working.
Well, what we lack in comedic talent, we make up for in punctuality.
Right. Exactly.
I'm both often punctual and very funny, though.
All right, so just me then. Thanks for throwing me under the bus there, honey.
Yeah.
Your words, baby. Your words.
Good job, Jeff. Jesus.
How'd you know my middle name?
Shut up. It's not your real middle name. So how's everyone doing?
I have a cold.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks. I injured my neck yesterday.
I'm so
I had to
sorry.
cancel podcast recordings because of how I slept on my neck.
Wow.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
That's no joke, though. It's the weirdest thing. That
Yeah.
You sleep on it wrong and you're just destroyed for at least a day.
And I have terrible posture when I record these. I like hunch up in front of the
Oh,
microphone.
you're like a gargoyle.
So
yeah.
yeah, that
You don't
makes
have
it
to
even
explain
worse.
how bad your posture is to
Yeah.
us. We see you often.
Yeah, people can
hunching
just,
there in the back.
People can just see it right there on
like
the screen.
halfway through the
like a
evolutionary
ghoul.
chart.
just Java man, just sitting there.
So, should we get started?
I guess so.
I think we should.
I think we should. Hey, everybody, welcome to Listcast.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Listcast Show.
Listcast show. Are we doing that?
Listcast. We did, yeah, we're doing it.
There you go.
I like crossover episodes. I was just watching Bridezillas and also what is it? Locked Up, and I'd like to see this crossover.
Yeah, that because I'm sure some of those Bridezilla episodes end in
absolutely.
arrest.
Yeah.
At least like the postscript.
Oh, speaking.
Oh no, some of them they put on the air too. Yeah.
Oh.
Those bachelorette parties apparently can get pretty dicey.
I
Nice.
believe my brother's ex-father-in-law got arrested at my brother's wedding.
I mean, you don't like me to call you
Nice.
trash, and I just feel like you keep
he was
giving me
North
examples.
Carolina trash.
Yeah, but then you bring up stories like that, Jeff, and it makes you kind of seem like trash.
What was the other story you said about today about how?
Oh, they
one
used
brother?
to. My foster brother and his like roommate / best friend, our friend Nick, used to eat a thing called hobo beans, where they would just take a can of beans,
Redundant?
crack it open, and then put it on the stove.
No.
They would just do that, and they'd say hobo beans, and then they'd.
Like, it's
Nope.
really hard for me not to call you trash when you say these. Like, I know what you are now, and I'm really happy that you ended up where you were. But what a climb!
Yeah. It's
It's a
very,
climb.
very trashy, Jeff. So
How'd you know my middle name?
call back. So, welcome to Listcast. What are we talking about today? We're talking about the best cop movies of all time.
Best cop movies.
Cop movies. of
Whose
all
idea
time.
was this?
It was my idea.
Yay!
That was Raquel's idea.
Good job. Yeah, I like this topic a lot.
Cool. Thank you.
It took a lot of narrowing down for
It
me.
was hard.
I was surprised
My
by
list
how
is
many.
so long, and it was a Sophie's choice of giving up like Tango and Cash. Can't be
Yeah.
on the list. Love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I was like, you sure you want to keep Tango? and
Argued
Cash?
for like an hour and a half with Jeff over the finer points of Tango and Cash. It's out though. It was really hard.
So let's just go through the rules quick. We each brought 5 picks for best cop movie of all time. We're going to go around the room and go through our picks one at a time. We'll explain why we picked it, why we think it belongs on a list of the best cop movies of all time. That'll take us to a list of 15. After that, we'll go around the room and shit will get contentious when we each cut two from the list. Don't have to cut your own. Why would you? Cut someone else's.
Jen Moreau was like, should I cut my own?
Yeah.
We're like, no.
Yeah, new guests ask that a lot. They're like, should I cut my own? And I always want to be like, yes. Yes, you should. And then me and Jeff will cut your other 3. And then one of us will win.
It's a real the house always wins type of situation here.
Sure is.
We're the Vegas of podcasts.
Yeah.
Is that all right? Is that right?
But that's only when we put money on it first.
I gamble on every listcast.
Yeah, people don't know that.
Yeah.
It's
with the fans.
Yeah, I bet on myself, so it's weird that I win so often.
And then the fans are like on the Facebook thing, they're like, it's going to be these. And I'm like, well, that's out. And I have to come up with a new one. You took all my good ones.
Who's
so
holding these bets?
looks like it's going to be Tango and Cash.
It's such a good movie, though.
So after we each kick 2 off the list, that'll leave us with a list of 15 or a list of 9, and then someone in the home audience gets to save one. We have to figure out a word for them to say in the comments.
I have an idea.
Oh, I got one.
Oh,
Oh, sorry, but Jeff has one too. Shall we just write them down? And then you can pick which one is best.
no, you can just say it.
Yeah, you do it, Raquel.
Shall I say it to you then?
Don't do that, because then they're going to spell it wrong.
Uh-oh.
I'm also spelling it wrong. I don't know how to spell it.
What is it? Oh, my God.
Jesus Christ. Just say the word into the mic and have them say it.
Razzmatazz.
I don't even know how to spell that, but
No
I'm
one
going to
does.
look it up.
No one does.
They don't have to spell it right,
Yeah, you
do
don't
they,
have to
for this
spell it
one?
right.
Or had we set the precedent when I had...
I spelled it right when I Googled it, though, so no big deal.
Well, sure, you're a genius, Adam. There's no need to rub it in.
4 Z's. Just remember that. So first person to put razzmatazz in the comments.
When does that start?
You got to spell it right.
Correct word. You did not, ironically enough, you did not spell the word correctly.
That's okay, though. They don't have to spell it
Don't.
right, do they?
Are we
I don't
sure
know the
about
rules.
that?
No, they got to spell it right.
Nope. No one? No one?
Tips. You got any tips?
Got any tips? Razzmatazz.
Rathmatis. I was just going to have them...
At some point, we should just take our favorite misspelling because
there we go. G. Ferrer.
Who?
G. Ferrer.
G. Ferrer
481.
481.
It's got them 4 Z's. I was going to have them say you're under arrest.
So G. Ferrer 481. If
Sugar, right? You're under
yeah.
arrest, sugar.
please don't
I had to cut Reservoir
disappear
Dogs too. Damn it.
at any point because we will need you at the end. Jeff, what was your word going to be? That can be the alternate.
You're under arrest.
The first person to type you're under arrest gets to be our alternate save.
Properly.
So, yeah, you
'cause
got...
that your can get really tricky
Yeah.
on the internet,
People-
apparently.
Yeah, the internet does not know. People.
Nope.
Nope.
Come on, Sam.
Come on, Sam.
That was really close, but...
Sam, you fucking jerk.
I just prefer Samuel.
No?
if
Are
you
we
don't
not
mind.
doing that?
Travis Wolf.
Travis Wolf.
Thank God we got through this.
Travis didn't capitalize the Y. in
It's fine. So G. Ferrer 481 is our save. Travis Wolf is the alternate if G. Ferrer 481 vanishes from the face of the goddamn earth while we're doing this.
Welcome to Earth.
And then, once we have our save in place, we put up a poll on
Independence Day, right?
Facebook Live, and people get to vote for the winners. And whoever's pick comes in first gets a handy little trophy that you can use for all sorts of things.
Crimes.
They all still belong to me. We have 6 of them. But get away. Stop it.
I just had
Can
the
I see that for a
same
second?
the same thought I have when somebody gives me like a card and I'm like, oh, how long do I have to keep this before it's okay
Yeah.
to throw it away?
Yeah, exactly.
We got a lot of stuff in a small home.
All right. So let's get started. Who wants to go fizzerst?
You want to go with...
You go ahead.
G
yeah.
off?
Okay, well...
He spells it with a G like a dork.
Let's see. I'm going to look for my first...
Oh,
Nick.
product placement.
and
Wow.
I am... should this be more obvious? Could it have been more obvious? Do I even need to describe it?
Yeah.
It's fucking It has to be RoboCop. It can't... Like, RoboCop is so good that I can't stop buying stuff about that movie 30 years later. Like,
Yeah.
I just bought that RoboCop, that album art.
It's
because
good enough
it's-
that it makes Detroit want a statue of a cop.
RoboCop holds up. It's great. It's a wonderful allegory for sort of like Reagan America's, view of it's. I mean, it's obviously a religious tale. It's the Christ parable in RoboCop form. It's so fucking good though. It's so great.
You don't even care about that. You just care about anything that has robots in it.
I do like a lot of I like a lot. Most of my stuff has robots in it. I'm not gonna lie, but like think about all the lines that have stayed with that. Like there's always like
bitches leave. That was one.
Yeah, I say that daily.
Yeah.
Daily. I said that every day in school when I was a teacher.
The cats just look at him, and I'm like, I don't think you should talk to all the women in your life that way.
Like,
but he walks in and opens with that RoboCop line.
I'd buy that for $1.
That is a
like,
good
come
one.
on. Like,
That is a good one.
who wouldn't do it? Like, drop it. It's fucking great. It's so good. It's almost so good that I feel guilty trying to even sell it because it's that good.
Yeah.
It's just so good. Like the imagery, like the Ed 209 being like an actual Huey helicopter that they put legs on because they were like, the symbolism is so fucking good. It's so good. And then the toxic waste guy getting hit by a car. It's one of the most memorable scenes of all time.
I don't remember that part.
That is a scene that happens in that movie. Yes, I don't
So
think I
good.
remember it either.
Really? Where he drives the van into the vat of toxic waste.
You don't need to describe that scene
and then
for
he's
me to
like-
know what happens.
There's like, help me. No?
No, nothing.
Sort of, maybe. I feel like that happened a lot in 80s movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People, like, face melting was very big in 80s movies.
Right?
Yeah.
They just discovered plastics.
Oh.
I'm dying. Sorry.
We'll make a robo-host.
Hold up.
Just use some of those pieces from the Iron Giant and glue them onto Adam.
I'd subscribe to that for $5. RoboCop. That's a good
Damn
first
right,
pick.
it's a
That's
good pick.
right out of the gate.
And I
That's a
went
good
right out
one.
of the gate on that one. I have
Yeah.
to. Like, like it's 30 years later and that movie holds up so well.
It is really good.
All right. But
Well,
there's
it's
more
good.
picks.
Barely.
What's your first pick?
I'm gonna go. Okay. Gosh, I hope it's not too.
I'm going to
obscure,
go, okay. Excellent choice.
but You had your turn. Infernal Affairs, the 2002 Hong Kong trilogy that The Departed was based on. The Departed basically ripped off everything that was in that movie, really dumbed it down, diluted it, and then
departed it.
regurgitated it out. But if you watch the original, like Infernal Affairs is so well done. Anybody who's seen it, it's got like 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like
Wow.
everybody who watches that movie or the trilogy of it, I think you might only have to watch 1 and 2. It's so much better than The Departed. It's really
racist.
and I know everybody goes crazy
Yep.
for The Departed because it was then America was like, oh, that's a good movie. Let's make the American version, which is just
Can you say
if
it
you've seen the
properly? If you're
original.
going to keep saying The Departed, can you at least say it?
sorry, The Departed.
Right.
The
Thank you.
Departed.
Thank you.
So not Internal Affairs, Infernal Affairs.
Infernal Affairs.
It is smart. It is even for people who don't like subtitles. They'll be like, it was worth it.
Yeah.
Watching
Ooh.
that. Yeah.
Worth reading?
So well
No
done.
thanks.
So
Are you
well done.
anti-subtitles, Jeff?
No, I'm fine with subtitles. Yeah.
I don't mind them. You just can't. The only thing I don't like about subtitles is you can't do anything else while you're watching that.
You can't play
Yeah,
Cookie
I
Jam
don't
and
like
watch
that
Crouching
either.
Tiger. Yeah.
Right. And I do play a lot of Cookie Jam.
I just like my Cookie Jam. So, like, Infernal Affairs, the way you're describing it, it's like the pre-Parted. It's like The Departed before it got all Americanized.
Yeah, they took all of like the high points from it and really dumbed them down and put it in The Departed.
And made
and
made
made The
Leo
Departed.
DiCaprio.
Yeah, and then it's like, here, well, let's put Leo DiCaprio and Matt Damon in this, and it was just, it's if you hadn't seen the other one, you'd be like, this is fine. But it's like, it's kind of like, I'm guessing like when Honey Boo Boo's family first got to have what actual food was supposed to taste like, as opposed to like the processed version of food, like spaghetti made with ketchup and mayonnaise that they used. You know, when you have like the real stuff, you're like, oh yeah, this is much better.
I don't get any of these references. We just veered way off.
Really?
No, I don't
I
understand
felt like that was a pretty, as the crow flies analogy. No?
That is the second time As the Crow Flies has been used on a podcast
Catching on.
in the past 7
Coming back.
days. Yeah. I didn't even
Well, you know what
I-
they say, as the crow flies.
I didn't even catch it until I was editing the last podcast it was on, which was least anticipated podcast week.
I'm not looking forward to that podcast.
Conspiracy. Do that on the...
It is.
Anyway, I hope that this movie doesn't just get passed over because people haven't seen it. It's so good. It is. I would think if people had seen All Things Being Equal, this one would pull in the win.
Yeah.
It's that good.
It's an interesting pick. Oh my God! Someone mentioned Observe and Report. That's not a cop movie,
not a
though.
cop
That's
movie.
a security guard movie, but would be a good pick otherwise.
Right.
Okay. What am I gonna go with first?
Start your first pick, kid.
Yeah, I got two that are kind of left field picks. I'll lead with one of them. I'm gonna go with Miss Congeniality.
What?
Which is this is for one thing, it is prime Sandra Bullock. It is Sandra Bullock at her peak.
I love her.
Which is usually an actor's peak is usually right before they win an Academy Award. They usually win the Academy Award for some stupid bullshit no one cares about, or they die making Batman. And but either way, like she won an Academy Award for like The Blind Side or something. Fuck that. Miss Congeniality is so good. She's so charming in the movie. It's so funny. It's so well written. The cast is amazing. It's got William goddamn Shatner in it. I forgot that when I watched it again today.
Isn't he like the host?
Michael
or something?
Caine is in it.
Mark, okay.
It's so fantastic. It's
And who's the Murphy Brown? Candice Bergen.
yeah, Candice Bergen
She's
is in
in
it.
it.
She plays
Benjamin
the
Bratt.
I think that's where, or no, I'm thinking Julia Roberts. That's who Benjamin Bratt was married to for a while, right?
I think they just dated, right?
Yeah, but I was thinking that's where he met Sandra, but he could. Sandra Bullock.
She's one of the people too. I've seen her in person. She always plays like the cute girl, like
Yeah.
a girl on TV. She is one of these people. If you see her in real life, she's one of the most beautiful women
Yeah.
I've ever seen in real life. And I don't feel like it translates on film. She's very attractive. She's very cute and likable. But if you see her in person, she's almost uncomfortably beautiful.
Yeah.
I was shocked when
And
I saw
that
her. I was like, oh my
that
God.
scene, like
You
her,
were, you were tased by her bodyguard. Trying to
Like-
get her hair.
I didn't force a hug.
her makeover scene in that movie is so memorable, where she
Yeah.
comes out in that blue, because she's Sandra Bullock. She's already pretty when the movie starts, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, well, what are you gonna do?
She starts out
like
yeah,
you're gonna
but she's
take
a
her
star.
glasses off, and now she's gonna. But god damn,
Yeah.
that scene where she comes out in that blue dress for the
Slow-mo
first
with
time,
the hair going.
and
She
it's
looks
like,
amazing.
holy shit.
They really love making her look like a fucking doofus in the beginning of her movies, huh?
Yeah, well,
Fucking, like
she's
Love
Even
Potion number
while
9.
we were sleeping, I was like, why is she wearing all like Goodwill hand-me-downs? Like Goodwill's like, I don't think this will sell. Just put it in the bin.
yeah. She plays that character well,
Yeah.
though. Like it's
Yeah.
Well, she was that in The Heat, which is another cop movie, right? That she was in. The one
yeah, with Melissa McCarthy.
yeah,
Yeah,
that not that good movie.
yeah, that
I have not seen it, but
I-
I like Melissa McCarthy movies.
yeah. She's fine.
I like her stuff. She makes me laugh.
My mom loves Melissa McCarthy
I really
so much.
like her. I have to
Yeah.
twist Jeff's arm to go to the theater and see her movies, and I really like her.
But yeah, Miss Congeniality. If you've never seen it, I feel like it's Sandra Bullock right near her peak. And
No
it's
qualms about her being an FBI agent instead of we're going cop for agents. and
yeah. I
stuff
mean
as well?
that's a natural progression from.
That's fine.
Yeah, I think detective cop, same thing.
Which is why I picked Batman. That's my favorite cop movie.
So yeah, that is my pick. Is Miss Congeniality. Jeff, what do you got next?
All
you
right,
idiot.
I'm going to pick one of my favorite movies, especially as a child.
Oh God, it's gonna be Star Wars.
One of my favorite. Well, Darth Vader is an important. No, I've mentioned this on list casts a lot. Like I've been looking for a list cast to fit this in, and finally it was gifted to me. Dick Tracy. I fucking love Dick Tracy. It's so good. It's a good movie. It's a really.
We can't keep having Madonna movies win list casts. It
Can I say
blows
something
our
right now?
credibility
Yeah.
Straight out of the water.
If you want to talk about peak Sandra Bullock, that movie, Dick Tracy, is peak Madonna. Like that's the absolute pinnacle of her singing and her looks. Like she looks insane in that. It's so
She's
good.
a swell looker.
Like
She does look great. Now I don't know about the peak of her singing.
her singing is really good because she's playing like a lounge singer in like
yeah.
and it's really good. She had to change it up for that, and it
Yeah.
goes really well. Also, it's a musical, which I kind of forgot about. I'm like, this is a musical movie. There's a lot going on. The cast is insane. If you actually look at who plays whom, like I mean, obviously you have Warren Beatty as Dick Tracy. And this was his like passion project. But when you get to like Al Pacino as Big Boy Caprice, oh God, what's his name? Paul Sorvino is Lips Manless, and there's just like a ton of
These all sound like drag names.
Dustin
I didn't see the
Hoffman.
movie, but
Dustin
I
haven't
Hoffman
seen
as
it.
Mumbles. It's really great. Like the makeup's fantastic. The color scheme is really great. It's bright while being in a dark movie. People getting fucking murdered all the time, but it's these bright pastel-y colors.
It's like India.
It's
Sounds
such
good.
it's a great movie. It's really, really well done. He plays the character really well, and people seem to forget the impact that movie had on like the culture of the time. Dick Tracy was everywhere. It was
Yeah.
like what happened with Batman in 1989 was Dick Tracy in 1990. There was
Right.
Dick Tracy clothes, Dick Tracy toys. Like people were buying those like wristwatch walkie-talkies and stuff. There was like a legitimate.
By people.
Do they still
Jeff.
make those?
Jeff
I
and-
buy them now.
But that was like it was a pretty cool thing. But like, it really hit as a
I mean,
phenomenon.
they have phones that do that, and we all hate the people who use them. Doo-doo. Yeah, man, where you at? Like we don't want to listen to your stuff. It's not better in
But it
watch
was
form.
cool when it only worked in your front yard, so you
Yeah.
don't have to fuck around with people in public. But it's just a really good movie. It had like a medium craze to it. Like it was sort of like a. I mean, obviously the Ninja Turtles was around the same time, so you can't really compare. But like there wasn't anything after that, like up
I
until
feel
like
like you
Jurassic
only like movies
Park.
that have collectible cups attached to them.
I like movies with collectible cups. I like to have a cup after the fact. Like if I saw a Dick Tracy shirt now, I'd be like, I gotta get that shirt. Like I need that shirt.
I know. I steered you away from booths at the latest Comic-Con.
See, I love Dick Tracy. It's great. It's
How's the story arc in it?
It's good. Tracy.
How's
Good pick.
I know visually it was very pleasing, but how was the story arc in the movie?
Story arc was good. There's like a mystery assassin that's going around. It's like it's gangland murders. It's basically a guy trying to take down. It's a little bit of like the Untouchables almost. You have like a kind of what's his name? Fucking De Niro played in the Untouchables.
Elliot Ness?
The other guy.
No, it wasn't Kevin Costner or Sean
Kevin Costner
Connery
was
or
Elliot Ness. Why am I fucking up?
Al Capone?
Yeah,
Al
Al
Capone?
Capone. Like Big Boy Caprice is basically the Al Capone of that. How
He
did I-
knows every single side Dick Tracy
Yeah.
character extra.
He
Sorry,
plays
I didn't
no
have any
lips.
lines, but
It's lips manless. No lips would the closest would be the blank. But it's
but
really.
Al Capone slips his
but
mind.
it's funny because it's
Al
a Disney.
Capone?
It's a PG Disney movie, and it's like filled with murder, just like tons of it. It's good. I like it. I love Dick Tracy. I've been waiting for it to hit a streaming service forever. You have to pay.
Oh, yeah.
You have to pay YouTube to watch it online. That's like the
It's
only
all
way
Jeff
to
can
see
talk
it.
about constantly. That's
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Isn't it? I think it is actually coming soon to a.
Are you, do you know something? Did you hear a rumor about this? Or you
Well,
just
they
making
put
it
out.
up?
I swear I saw it on a coming to streaming services this month article, but maybe not.
Oh. Keep a
I
lookout
also,
for
by the
Predator
way,
as well, because I that's not on anything, and I really want to watch it again.
I
is
got
it?
Narcos
Predator.
completely spoiled for me by one of those.
News outlets.
Yeah, it was just a things coming to Netflix this month. In the beginning of the thing for season 3 of Narcos says blank blank blank. It basically in the very first sentence says how
Just like
season
the pitch
2
that the writers use to say, like, this is where we're going to go. the
it has
direction we're
how
gonna go.
season 2 ends, which is an obvious way for it to end, but also I didn't know that's how and when it happened. And I was just like, fuck.
I was in
Thanks,
line.
CNN. Maybe I hope it is fake news.
I
Maybe
hope
it's
this won't ruin anything for anybody, but I was in line waiting for a movie, and the guy, like, it was
You
apparently
can just
it was,
not.
I
give
just
the
won't say
ending.
the movie, right? But it was something that had kind of gone viral or whatever, and people had heard about. I hadn't, because I'm kind of isolated and stuff. So I'm in line. I'm the next person to buy my ticket to this. The guy behind me starts chatting me up. Oh, I'm going to go see this. What are you going to go see? I tell him the name of the movie. He's like, oh, is that the one where this happens to the guy? Like, the thing that is the end of the movie. And I was like,
yeah.
are you serious, dude?
Yeah.
Like, I'm literally in line to buy the ticket. He's like, well, I thought everybody knew about it because it was on the news. It's like, well,
People are the worst.
just shut up. Like,
Did you
err on
see
the
the
side of caution.
Klein
We're not
game
even
in the
friends.
theater?
All right. So Dick Tracy, that's Jeff's
Tracy.
second pick. Raquel, what's your next pick?
I'm going Die Hard.
Die
There
Hard.
you go.
Yeah,
It
he
had
wasn't
to
even
make-
supposed to be there. And there were a bunch of cops in the movie. He's John McCain. John McClane.
I was going for the Howard Dean screen.
There we go. He's
Different white politician.
Yes, I know.
he's a cop, and then also the cop from Family Matters.
Right.
He likes Twinkies.
Reginald
So
Vell Johnson, and that's for his wife.
It's just a fantastic movie. It's
It
really
is.
good. It's the underdog. It's the everyman. It's,
Great Christmas movie. Am I right, Jeff?
Fuck. Yeah.
It is a Christmas movie. Now.
No,
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
totally a
Christmas
Christmas
Now I
movie.
have a machine gun, ho ho ho, because
Yeah.
it's got a Santa hat and stuff.
Yep.
Happens at Christmas.
Yeah, all of it.
Yeah.
That's
I'm going Die Hard. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. It's a great movie. It really, really holds up. It's entertaining, and it's got a cop.
Ain't no one denying Die Hard.
Yeah.
That's going to make
It's a
the
good
top
one.
5. I can guarantee it.
Die Hard's great.
Unless I cut it.
yeah,
It's not a
Oh.
procedural, so I'm sorry.
that's
I
a
just
good
made you
point.
a sandwich
so,
and you didn't even ask.
Yeah, that's not a procedural either.
I think you made him a grinder. We talked about this earlier.
I put your picture up on that app
Oh, why would you do that to me?
for kicks.
So Die Hard, that's a good pick.
Yeah, you don't have to spend a lot of time defending Die Hard.
Yeah,
do
it's
you?
so
Yeah.
good.
And I feel the same way about my next pick, which is Fargo.
Oh, it's so good. I
It
wanted
is-
that one, and it was on your list.
Fargo is my favorite movie of all time. I've
yeah?
seen it probably 100 times. I love it so fucking much.
It's so good.
And the cop characters in this show or in this movie are just so
Wrong
like
list
Frances
cast.
McDormand won an Oscar for it.
She deserved that Oscar
Yeah,
too.
she
Like I don't
really
always
did.
agree with the picks, but I watching
Oh,
that movie,
yeah.
you go like, this is the type of stuff that should get that award.
Yeah, and it's one of those rare movies where the cops aren't portrayed as like these flawed like almost kind of a bad guy. It's just people in a small town going about what for them is usually a really normal job that doesn't involve brutal murders.
Yeah, something hits above their pay grade and how they adjust
Yeah.
to it.
And it's like that's a thing I always wonder about. You always hear about these murders happening in these small towns, and it's like, what do these towns with like one cop do
Yeah.
between when they find that and when the FBI shows up to help? And it was like it's such a brilliant depiction of
It's good detective work.
I
in
also
it.
Yeah.
love that it's a female character
Yep.
who, she's pregnant, she's
Pregnant,
got a
yeah.
life, she's got a husband, but she's really, really smart. She's really good at her job. She's fair. She's decent. Like
yeah
it was a very good character for a woman.
yeah.
I love it.
I liked her husband's little mini
Norm,
painter
was that
arc.
his
Yeah.
With
bird
like where he got
stamp?
the paintings that made the stamp, and it's just like a sweet.
Got
She's all
second
supportive
place.
of him
Yeah.
and stuff, but she's
Very
still
sweet.
trying to.
And that ending, I mean, that scene at the end, I'm not, this isn't giving anything away. There's that scene at the end where they're in bed together and like she's just had this crazy day and doesn't even bring it up just so he can talk about his stamps. And it's so
Yeah.
cute.
It was
Oh,
nice.
it's one of the most
she's
perfect
great.
movies.
Yeah, she's
it's a
fantastic.
heartwarming
Yeah.
Yeah.
for some
Yeah,
things that are
it-
really
it's a
brutal.
brutal-
way.
It's a
Like,
dark
it's-
fucking movie.
You don't
Very
leave that
dark.
movie feeling good, and yet the characters are all very like you're rooting. It's almost
Yeah.
like you're rooting for everyone in that movie, even though they're antagonizing each other.
Yeah, yeah.
Like even-
Yeah, that's
How
true
great was
because
Steve
you,
Buscemi in that movie too?
Yeah,
yeah, you kind of want everyone to just get away with it and everyone to be okay.
right.
And
Yeah.
it's so hard to pull off in a movie. Like normally there's really like even the maniac who the
Yeah,
the
the guy,
never
the
talks,
guy, yeah.
pancakes, that fucking guy.
Yeah.
Like even him, it's like, can you all just calm down and pull this heist off properly and go back to your normal lives? And, I fucking
And William
love it.
H. Macy.
Yeah,
Like you
yeah.
really, you do kind of feel for him. And it just
Yeah.
snowballed.
Yeah, he's
And yet
absolutely
he's-
the villain of that movie. And
Yeah, and yet he's so
And yet
like.
he's-
How do you hate William H. Macy?
Yeah.
Well, and he's a villain that's essentially sort of an accidental victim of his own circumstance that then
Right.
made it even worse. That like he was led to do the fraud thing because he was falling into debt,
Right.
through regular
And,
means.
and the
with a-
father-in-law
yeah.
wouldn't help him, and he was always really on his case about not
Yeah.
being man enough to support his daughter and not being good
Yeah.
enough for his daughter and all of that, and not giving them money to help out.
Yep.
It's great. It's
Fargo.
Great. It's great.
That's
Fucking love Fargo.
That's going to be a tough one to beat.
Jeff,
What's your next?
what's
pick?
your next
It's
pick?
Raquel's pick.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
No, we're
yeah.
going. We're going
I just
this way.
did Dick Tracy.
Yeah, and then I did Die Hard. after
Die
that.
Hard, and I did
It's your
Fargo.
Oh, are we going that way? Oh,
Yeah, we've been
hey.
going
The
that way.
whole
What are
time.
you doing, Jet? Jesus!
Get it together. Oh, don't spit.
I caught it. I caught it in my mouth.
Raquelle went first. It is Raquelle's turn.
No, you went first,
You
baby.
definitely went first.
Did I? Oh, okay.
Yeah, you picked
I'm a dummy.
I've been putting some
RoboCop
poison
first.
in his sandwiches, and
All right.
I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
sure the dosage yet.
You
I'm
should try
gonna-
antifreeze.
I'll get there.
Put it in like his Gatorade or something.
I'm going to pick an unconventional cop movie, and it was a movie that dawned on me. I was texting you last night, and it was like in all caps.
That wasn't me.
And I was like, oh my God, like this is totally a cop movie. Tombstone.
Tombstone.
Such a good
Like
pick.
how fucking,
Yeah, that is
like,
a good pick.
Because I was like thinking about it, and I was like sheriff, and then I was like, wait a second, yeah, like
Also, it dawned on you when we were driving in the car because you said it, and then we're like,
No,
I'm
we
gonna
were-
text Adam.
no, I was we were in bed last night when I came up with that one. I think about Tombstone. It's a trick that I do when we're in bed.
Jeff doesn't know how baseball works.
I like Tombstone. What do I
Who's the nerd,
relive it,
so
man?
we don't-
But like Tombstone is really a story of like cops that sort of move in and have to deal with a town that is falling apart, and they have to bring law and order to it. It's the classic cop tale that's told in sort of that Western time. Cop tales. Woo! Don't ruin my fifth pick.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. All right. Anyway, go on.
Tombstone's it's also like it shows the flaws in a way that is almost nonchalant. Like when you see him and he's like in this shitty opium addicted marriage, and he's just like, I want to get out of here. Show me the most beautiful woman in the world. And then Dana Delaney comes out and he's like, good enough. There's a lot to it, and I understand.
Jason Priestley's in it.
Yeah, you get Jason Priestley.
Can't go wrong with that.
I never realized how over the top Val Kilmer was in that because I loved it when it came
Oh,
out
he's
and I saw
great.
it and I was so young and I was like, he's so cool as Doc Holliday. He's great. And then I saw it as an adult and I was like, hey, tone it down a little bit.
Well, he's a drunk ass the whole
Billy
time.
Bob
It's great.
Thornton's in it.
Billy Bob Thornton's great. Billy Zane as like the fish out of water.
You love Billy
actor.
Zane.
I do like me some
He's
Billy
great.
Zane.
He loves Billy Zane.
It's all right.
Show me a movie from the early '90s starring Billy Zane that wasn't great. The Phantom. Fair enough.
Good point.
Haven't watched it.
I
I haven't seen the
he's
fan.
in Sniper.
I like him and stuff, but I don't.
It's so good. Sam Elliott is
Oh, he's great.
Sam Elliott in a movie. You're always like, that's the best part of the movie.
My
and then-
friend did a movie with him and he was really nice.
Yeah, he seems really nice. Bill Paxton. Like Bill Paxton is like your fourth or fifth billing on that. Like how great is that?
Yeah.
Like that you're that good. That you're that deep. That's one of those movies that you can always watch too.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't get old.
Also, who's the other guy? Michael Biehn
the guy
or whatever.
Oh, Michael Biehn, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
The man who never survives a movie.
He's fantastic in everything. Why
Yeah.
is he not a bigger star?
John Arango.
Yeah.
I'm your Huckleberry. Right? How great is that
It's
though?
great,
And then
it's great.
the
And
guy
does the-
from Wings,
And
the
also,
blonde guy.
what's the other
who's
guy
from-
who was big
from Sideways? What's his name? The blonde.
Oh, Michael Hayden Church.
Yeah,
or-
Thomas
the
Hayden
guy
Church.
Thomas
who
Hayden
was,
Church.
who was in My Best Friend's Wedding, who was the love interest for Cameron Diaz and Julia Roberts. That
Rupert Everett.
guy. I don't know.
Nobody knows.
Like
No one's
looks
heard of
like
any
he
of
would be
this.
slow, but then when you hear him talk, you're like, oh no, that's just his face. He's normal intelligence.
But Tombstone, kind of wrapping up to it, it's sort of about sort of the rise and fall of these cops in the Old West and what they're dealing with it. And so as I was going through it and sort of thinking about these movies, and I removed certain movies just because Tombstone is such a great movie that covers all the tropes of a great cop movie with horses instead of cars.
Right.
And it's just I was
No,
like,
you're thinking of
fuck,
Tango
yeah.
and Cash.
Wrong.
You're thinking of Turner and Hooch.
No, my Kurt
No,
Russell.
K9 is what you're thinking.
No, I'm pretty sure that was a small horse.
No, it was Reno 911.
Kindergarten Cop.
Are we just word associating?
Yeah.
But with cop movies.
Yeah. So Tombstone is my pick. It's so fucking good. It's so good, and it's such a cop movie.
It's a real good entertaining movie.
Like you forget it's a cop movie, and then you see it, and you're like, "It's a cop movie." Where the cops own part of a casino.
That's always my first reaction when I see Tombstone. It's a cop movie.
All right.
It's a good pick.
I cede my next. I cede my
Raquelle.
time to the lady.
All right.
What do you got next?
This one is another one that's pretty obscure. But if you've seen it, I think that you would probably vote for it. It's Jeff Goldblum, Lawrence Fishburne, a little movie called Deep Cover.
Deep cover.
I believe it was just put out on HBO. I'm not certain if it ever had a wider release. It
I
kind
think
of
it
broke
had a-
Oh, it
It had
sure
a
did. I
theatrical
saw it
release.
in theaters.
You did?
Because I remember the theme song coming out, and the theme song.
187 on Undercover Cop.
That theme song is so great. I
yeah,
was
because
like,
I had
well,
heard
this
nobody had
movie's
heard Snoop before.
yeah, this movie's obviously going to be the best thing. So I went and saw it, and it's pretty good.
It is a really,
damn good
really
movie.
well done movie.
Yeah.
Like that's my favorite Lawrence Fishburne movie, I think, and he's been in Apocalypse Now and The Matrix and everything. I still
Yeah.
think he's so. This was him at his very, very best. Jeff Goldblum's
Man
on
of
point.
Steel. I'm
like
sorry.
it's really, really well done. Like the backstory to it, the dialogue is snappy. The conundrums that the character is put in and kind of his identity being shifted as this undercover cop.
I like a conundrum.
It's done
Yeah.
so well. So I know a lot of people probably haven't seen it, but I'm tossing that one in the ring because it's a good one. If you haven't seen it, look it up. I don't think
Yeah.
you'll be disappointed.
I
This
have
is-
seen. Yeah, I saw it in
Of,
theaters. It's
of
really
all
good.
the black cop, white cop movies, this is a real surprise that this one came out, and I'm very happy about it because I do
Yeah.
like that. I like me some Goldblum,
Yeah.
Yeah, who doesn't like Jeff Goldblum?
right?
His transformation in that too is really good.
Yeah, he
his
turns into a
character,
fly.
Yeah,
in
I was
that
just gonna
movie,
say he's
yeah.
a fly by the end of it. Really weird. God damn it, Jeff. Goldblum.
Although, you know what? The Fly is my favorite tragic romantic tale. Like, I watch that and I'm like, it's such a tragic love story. It's
Yeah.
so good. Gina Davis and him, and they're really in
That
love.
guy really loved not being a fly.
Tragically.
All right, so deep cover. That's mine.
Cover.
Adam, what you got
Deep
next?
cover.
That's a good pick. I will also go with an unconventional pick. This
Like all of us, because Raquel picked one where a black guy was a cop. Is that what you're saying? You racist.
what?
I almost went New Jack City, but I'm saving it in case we do another one.
Fuck! New Jack City
It's
is
so good. I know. Ice-T is
God damn
fantastic
it.
in it. It's got Judd
Yeah,
Nelson in it
that's
as well.
like
and
Ice-T's
Mario Peoples.
first
it's
movie.
so good. And with all that controversy of him,
Yeah.
doing like the cop killer song, and then he ends up playing a cop his entire career.
Damn it.
Yeah.
New Jack City would have been a great pick too.
Great movie. I had that on the same VHS tape as Deep Cover.
That's a nice double feature there. I could
Really
see
good.
that selling in
Major
a
League was
7-Eleven
also
for
on
double
that
digits.
on that tape.
Yeah.
What was?
Major League. It went.
That's
Major
a weird.
League,
That's a
New Jack City.
curveball. That's a
Deep
curveball.
Cover.
Oh, hey, oh, oh, oh.
I do what I can.
Nice. I'd
That means
high-five you
Pedro
then.
can't
Yeah.
hit it because of Jobu.
What? Shut up.
You know, I go to you. I stick up for you. You don't help me now. Oh, don't,
Yo, we got her.
honey. Gross. It's gross.
Goes down smooth every time. All right, my next pick, the second appearance of Sandra Bullock on this list. I'm going with Speed.
What are you trying to marry this girl?
Hey, you know,
What do you own? Orange County Choppers or whatever?
she married a Nazi once. Just go way in the opposite direction. Don't wink at me like that. Not a Nazi. Jesus Christ.
Go in the totally opposite direction.
Speed. Speed is a movie
That's
that
an all right movie. Yeah.
it's not an all right movie. It was a
You're right. I was being kind.
it's a white knuckle thriller that will keep
Your
you on
knuckles
the
are white?
edge of your seat. Yeah.
It's an action-packed
I was-
thrill ride.
Yeah, it is. It's an action-packed thrill
You're
ride.
literally reading from the poster. I can see
It was I saw this is another movie I saw in theaters and I was just fucking blown away by how good it was. Granted, as
By
an
a bomb
adult,
in the theater.
like as an adult, I'm sure if you go back and watch it, it's not going to hold up quite as well, but it was just such a for the time just such a unique concept and I liked Speed a whole lot.
We heard that about you, Adam.
Oh, hey, but that is true.
He does have a problem.
Yeah, it's very
It came out the
sad.
same time as The Mask. I remember because I saw that, and my dad and
Oh,
stepmom
really?
went to go see Speed, and we went and saw we had to like go into the theater
He
afterwards to
chose
like
poorly.
join them. Yeah.
No, Speed is fucking good.
I like The Mask.
Oh, come on now, baby. You want some credibility for you. The Mask isn't good.
Sorry.
Probably
It's
not.
not good.
Yeah.
Cameron Diaz never looked better though.
She's fantastic.
She was
I like her
great,
too.
and there's something about Mary. She's pretty in that.
Yeah, but she looked way better in The Mask.
Oh, fine.
What
But,
about being John Malkovich? She didn't look nice in that. It wasn't good.
No.
How about speeding John Malkovich?
But Speed. Dennis Hopper's great in it.
Yeah.
Shoot the hostage.
Jeff Daniels as like a dramatic role is great too.
Yeah, that's before Jeff Daniels took that turn. Once he shit on that toilet in Dumb and Dumber, it's never been the same. Now you can't. I like even in Newsroom, I'm like, this guy's shitting dramatically behind the scenes. I don't trust a word he's saying.
Yeah. Jim Carrey's watching him.
Yeah.
God. Can we just take a moment to see how overrated Dumb and Dumber is?
Yeah, Dumb and Dumber's garbage.
I still like it. It's a good
such
Saturday
a trash
afternoon
movie. Someone said, "What's wrong with the mask?" in the comments.
Oh, it's bad. Was that not clear? That's why it's not a good
yeah,
movie. It's not
yeah.
well written or done.
Homerostasis
that's my
says,
problem.
"I like the mask more than Ace Ventura."
It's-
fine.
Controversial,
That's
but
fine.
Do you
yeah.
like rotten apples or rotten oranges?
So Speed, that's my what pick are we on? That's my third pick.
Yeah.
Third pick.
Jeff, what is your fourth pick?
I am going to pick one of my favorite comedies of all time, a movie that has infinite rewatchability for me, and that is Super Troopers.
Tell me why you picked that right meow.
Right.
Right?
How great is that for also for a like a writing group and a comedy group for their first movie
Yeah.
to come out? It's so good.
It's their best. It's still their best movie.
By far their best.
yeah.
It's a lot more grounded, I think. I mean, they really took a lot of. They wanted to take risks. That was like their big thing, and they hit a smash hit with Super Troopers. But it was like one of those movies. It came out in the theater, like it did okay,
Yeah.
and then
it's a cult.
and then it
classic
hit
for sure.
DVD, and the DVD sales were astronomical. It was insane.
Yep.
Like it's a cult movie that became sort of like one of these all-time greatest comedies movies.
Yeah.
All the characters are great, and they're funny because like other than like Jay Chandrasekhar and the fat guy Farva, like they're all just guys that do their job as actors and
Right.
performers.
Right.
They're not necessarily trying to outshine each other. They just really knock it out of the park. It's, Vermont State Troopers, so you're at a place that's like kind of boring, and even their big crime isn't really that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Like it's like they kind of found a murder, and it's goofy. The jokes are all so fantastic. Like it's just done really well. It's goofy without being ridiculous, and it has a plot to it that works really well. Like there's a lot of cop comedies that I worked through that were very generic, and I was just like, it just doesn't bring it all to the table. And then Super Troopers did, and it just, God damn it, that movie's so good.
I agree.
I have
That's a
not seen it.
fantastic pick. You should watch. You'd like it.
Man.
Yeah, you think so?
It's cute.
And just like all the little tags, all the tags that they throw
Yeah.
in are just so good.
There's so many great scenes.
We're like, they're like
the did you spit in my food scene?
Yeah, or like in the diner when they all think the Indian guy is Mexican. They're like, I'll have the refried beans or whatever. And then they're like, what about you, Henderson? He goes, I'll have the chinchilla. And it's just like such a dumb attempt at being a funny racist, and instead you just it's so good.
I haven't seen that, but have you ever seen passiveaggressivenotes.com?
Yeah.
It's where people like post the passive aggressive notes,
Yeah.
neighbors leave and all that or whatever. There was one that made me laugh really hard and reminded me of it. It was somebody at work had put their salad dressing in a thing and said like, don't, if this isn't yours, don't use it. I spit in it. And then somebody wrote beneath that, I spit in it too. I was like,
Nice.
it's pretty good.
That's good stuff. That's so good.
Yeah, I like that pick a lot. I am a fan. I've tried to get Jay Chandrasekhar on the podcast a couple times, and he does not get back to me, but it'll happen someday.
Let's get him on.
Did you pronounce his name that way when you asked him?
No, I did it on Facebook, so I didn't have to.
Ah.
Yeah, we're Facebook friends. NBD
What's NBD?
It's a BD.
means no big deal.
Oh.
So yeah,
I don't know about
yeah,
that. When people
NBD.
put like any
Yeah.
of those like where you put the stuff together to form pictures. I don't know what those pictures mean, and I also don't know what the. I always have to Google.
Yeah, I don't know what those mean. I don't know what a lot of the acronyms or the abbreviate. Like for years, I thought SMH was so much hate,
SMDH, Adam.
so much damn hate. I understand. Yeah, I get it.
It sucked my dick, Adam.
Wow.
Jeez Louise. No, what? Where?
Jeez. Flying through the air. Raquelle, what's your next pick?
I'm going Dragnet.
Dragnet.
Tom
Nice.
Hanks, Dan Aykroyd. There's so many quotable lines from that movie. It's like a great buddy cop thing. Dan Aykroyd, I'm not always a fan of his, and he really, really nailed it in that. And Tom Hanks, before he became dramatic, was awesome. And that was
Tom Hanks was really good at comedy.
he was so good
Yeah.
at funny movies, and then he just went all like boring. Like he gets the job done in dramas, but I don't care.
Like Big really holds up.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
You know what movie's
Yeah.
great and like probably his most recent, like you think of comedic role, The Lady Killers.
I've not seen it.
It's Coen Brothers. It's really great. It's really fun.
Dragnet's really, really good. My brother and I, when we were little kids, we would I remember us being like, Maz, Emil, Maz, pagan, people against goodness and decency, or whatever it was, and normalcy.
Yeah, I
it
think
was so good. And then the lion gets his mane shaved. He's like,
Oh, yeah.
He's like, well, I mean, it'll grow back. And he's like, yeah, but I know that and you know that. But what about these kids who've never seen a lion before and will probably never have the desire to see a lion again? How do you tell them that? And he's like, kids, it'll grow back. And they're like, yay! It's so good.
I think it's funny about Dragnet because Dragnet is a remake of a police drama
Yes.
Yeah.
from the 50s and 60s,
TV
right?
show. Yeah.
So it's funny because that's one of the first comedy remakes of a drama, isn't it?
I don't
Yeah,
know
I think
about that.
probably, yeah.
But they really nailed it.
They
like
did.
the
Yeah,
characters
it was
are
great.
so they did it really, really well. And
Yeah.
they got very, very silly, but they still it's a good movie and it holds up. If you watch it, you go like, these are good jokes. They're just good jokes.
It's a good wholesome pick.
I don't know. They have like do these look like the breast of a 42-year-old woman to you?
Yeah. It's got some titties in that, Jeff.
Yeah,
No,
there
man.
is.
I'd say that they were pretty great, bordering on spectacular even.
Aykroyd really does deadpan really well.
Yeah.
Like,
He this was his he was in his wheelhouse, this character. He did it very, very well. And same with Tom Hanks. He really sold it. It's a good movie. You put it on, you still have a giggle.
I almost put 21 Jump Street on my list, which is kind of the same thing.
Wow.
21 Jump Street's it's pretty funny.
I watched the first 10 minutes of that and then was like, no, this is what I will regret on my deathbed if I
It's good.
continue
Actually,
watching
22 Jump Street, I think, is a little better. They're both good, though.
it. I wasn't fool me once. Shame on me.
Nope, it's not how it works. It's a good movie. Yeah, Dragnet. That is a good pick.
Thank you.
For my penultimate pick, I am also going to go with a comedy, which is Hot Fuzz.
there it is.
Such a good movie. The middle movie of the trilogy. What's the name of the fucking
Cornetto
Cornetto trilogy. I think the best movie in the trilogy. With all due respect to Shaun of the Dead. Shaun of the Dead's really great. But Hot Fuzz, it's the most successful of the three. So there's that.
Is it?
And when is the public ever wrong? So you got that going. But it's just such a funny, well-written movie. There's so many references to so many other action movies and cop movies.
It is in of itself a parody of a cop movie.
Right.
And so there's one joke in Hot Fuzz that holds up to me more than anything else is the one where they suit up for like the big finale.
Yeah.
And you see them walking and you just keep hearing stray shotgun cocking. Like you just hear them just walking after they've loaded their guns. You just hear it's just like, and you hear it like they keep doing it. And that's so funny because it's such a funny trope to do.
Yeah.
And like, it's such a good joke.
I have not seen that movie either, but Jeff keeps telling me I
We'll
have to go see it.
need to watch that,
It's
yeah.
on Netflix right now.
Yeah,
Oh, great.
we'll watch
Yeah.
it. It's great. I have it on DVD as well.
I watched it again today. It really, it holds up, but it's not that old, so
Yeah.
it doesn't need to hold up. But it's my favorite of the movies from that trilogy, and I think it's one that it'll do well. I don't need to explain it too much.
I like how gruesome the kills are.
The
They're-
kill
they're-
scenes are so well done for being so gruesome.
They're so
too.
purposely gruesome
Yeah.
that it's again. I think the best way to describe that movie is it's egregious. It's very
Yeah.
like everything is done with such a visible force to it. Like it's
Yeah.
that you can't even when something is so gruesome that it makes you terribly uncomfortable. It's hilarious at the same time.
Yeah.
Like if somebody gets like say decapitated and you look at it and you just like oh god.
Yeah, there's one
That's
scene
really
in
funny.
the scene where the killer pushes the brick off the top of the building and it falls. That scene is
Yes.
it's brutal, but it's also so funny to watch.
I don't know that I'd want to see that. I
It's
still
really
have,
good.
They do it really well.
There are
It's-
movies that I like, Irreversible
Yeah,
or whatever, where I'm
the
like, oh, the
gore-
opening scene of that, I can never
The
watch
gore
it again.
though is so minimal in Hot Fuzz that you can just kind of like turn away and not miss much of the movie if you just don't watch the gore. Like you'll still get it.
Okay, Jeff, you'll just cover my eyes during those parts, right?
Choke her out. Choke her out
Did I
whenever
mention I'm
whenever it
dating?
starts
I feel like
getting
you upped the
violent.
ante
Just,
when you didn't need to.
just
I feel
give
like we
her,
were
give
working
her a
out
good
our own
choke.
thing.
In
Give her-
case you guys were
give her-
wondering why we call her Nana Raquelle, you know, back in my day, sexy actresses didn't need to take
And
their
that
top
domestic
off.
abuse was okay. Because it was back then.
Yeah, it totally
you could
was.
choke out your
Yeah.
wife and it was fine.
Yeah,
The
we could
law.
have you locked up for
None
just
of
kind
these
of
cop movies
disagreeing
would
right now.
arrest you for that.
Yeah, don't you better not cut one
Infernal
of my movies.
Affairs. Someone have this dame committed.
Who's having
Why,
an
I've
affair?
never seen that movie, you hear? All right,
Really
so
good.
Hot Fuzz, that's my pick.
There it is.
Jeff, what's your
My-
Last pick.
My
Pick.
final pick might be one of my favorite theatrical experiences I've ever had. It's one of my favorite movies of the past, still 5 years, I guess. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking Dredd. Dredd.
Dredd,
So that
not
shit-
Judge Dredd.
No, not Judge
Yeah, I was gonna
Dredd,
ask
not
that.
Stallone.
Dredd.
Carl Urban, Dredd, 2012.
Who is that?
Carl Urban, he's Dredd. I feel like we had established
He's Dredd
this already.
2012.
It's a bit of a cul-de-sac there. You set me up.
You
I
asked
feel like
about-
you could have said something else. You
Which house is at the end of the cul-de-sac? It's that house over there.
The Dredd House?
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
what's happening anymore.
Dredd is a very fascinating movie because it's
is it
obvious-
about Judge Dredd?
It is, and Judge Dredd is a comic book character. Technically, it was featured in 2000 AD, which is a British publication, much like Heavy Metal. Like Heavy Metal is a fantasy version, 2000 AD is sci-fi. So they created this cop. He's essentially like the modern Dirty Harry in this really terrible nuclear fallout America where there's not a lot going on as far as space is concerned. The great thing about Dredd is it's focused. It's like a day in the life of this guy. It's focused in just one building, and it's absolutely fantastic.
I do like movies that don't trouble me with a bunch of different locations.
Well, but that
Can't
yeah,
keep up
but
with that.
there's a bit of sort of claustrophobia to that because he's trapped in this building, and it's like it's almost in a way it's very video gamey where it's like leveling up consistently. It's
Like
done.
that Bruce Lee movie. It's the same as that, I guess, right?
Game
I'm
of
trying to
Death,
meet
is
you
that what you're-
halfway. Yeah.
You don't have to meet me halfway in this one. You can just ride along.
right.
You can just be in the front seat and let me drive. And then
Are we at some place exciting yet?
yeah,
oh,
I've never seen Dredd, but I've only heard.
Nor have I.
I've heard really good things about it.
it's
From Jeff.
it's so good. Dredd is
Kinda, yeah.
Still
Dredd's really, really well done. Also, not a lot of movies have perfected the use of 3D. Like Dredd works in 2D, but in 3D, it was done absolutely fantastic. There's this drug called slow-mo that slows everything down. It's kind of like the central focus of that is this drug. And like the movie effects are well done. It's really fantastic. Why would you do that? Don't slow-mo middle finger me. That's very rude.
Sorry, go on.
The 3D version of it is really fantastic. Mama, the character Mama, who is the main villain of it, is Cersei Lannister.
Oh, great.
As a disfigured hooker that worked her way to become what essentially is like a crime boss, like not even a
Oh.
madam, like a straight up serial killing crime
I like a
boss.
woman who breaks the glass ceiling.
yeah, something to be said
Funny
for
you
that.
say that.
Yeah.
It's
Does she break a glass ceiling in it?
I'm not gonna.
Glass slippers to glass ceilings. Am I right, girls? I don't know what that means. But
Dredd is fantastic. It's really good. A lot of people sort of do the whole like the raid was better, which I don't care.
I don't know what that is either.
It's
The
a-
raid was pretty good.
The raid.
I have
was
seen the
fun.
raid.
Which, by the way, Dredd was written before the raid and it started filming. It's just the raid came out faster.
There could be a list cast just about Korean movies.
Yeah.
There have been
Yeah, some
so
really
many
good Korean
really
movies.
great ones. Like I
Old
don't know
Boy?
if you've seen. Have you seen Train to Busan?
No.
No.
Oh, it's
Isn't Battle Royale, is that Korean?
That's
I can't remember.
Japanese.
that's Japanese, I think.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, but Train to Busan's great.
What about
Nice.
Godzilla? Is that Korean?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
So Dredd.
Dredd is so like and by the way, if you haven't seen Dredd, you need to see Dredd. It's so good. It's really, really well done. And it's very, very well scripted. It covers sort of a day in the life of a cop at that time very, very well.
You sound like someone trying to convince someone to take the ugly girl to prom.
A little bit.
Yeah.
F you.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh.
Really. Yeah.
It's really it's getting contentious.
Yeah.
in
Now
here.
that I think about it, yeah, Jeff's right.
You always say that.
I'm
Guys are
always
in
right.
cahoots.
I disagree.
All right.
All right,
What's your-
Raquel.
what's
What's
your
your,
final movie?
last pick?
7.
All right. Yeah. Our
No,
last
you only
picks
get-
are gonna fight.
You only get 5 picks.
Yeah.
7. With Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman, cops figuring out.
What's in the box?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
It is a fantastic.
You've seen
cop
7, I
movie.
hope. Yeah, you've seen. You have to. Have
So
seen.
well done visually,
You've
the
seen it,
concept, everything's really, really good.
Like The Force Awakens.
Everyone's seen 7. It's very good.
It's one of my favorite movies.
I fucking love
First
7.
movie I ever bought on DVD.
Really?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't remember the first movie I ever bought on DVD.
You know what mine was? 7.
Oh, you know, I remember
Clerks.
hearing something about that.
Clerks.
Clerks.
Clerks is a great movie. I don't know why
That's
you
good.
crap
Clerks
all over
is
it. It holds up.
garbage.
It is good.
Clerks
Doesn't
is a
really hold
trash
up for me.
movie.
I
But
really like it.
I liked all the
I like it.
extras. I was gonna buy
The people in the back who didn't say anything.
Robo.
Don't.
Yeah, I got her.
I was gonna get the RoboCop Criterion Collection, but it was like $45,
That's a bit much.
and I was like, I'm in college. I don't have that much for anything.
So yeah,
Yeah, talk about 7.
talk about 7. Tell us about 7. I like 7.
I'm cleaning up this.
The live feed gets this really well.
Seven's fantastic. Like it's got a lot of the old about to retire cop, but it's done really, really well. And then the young, trying to prove himself cop who's not really caught up to it, and the two of them working together against a criminal who's an actual mastermind, and the reluctance of the older cop who's just like, I know where this goes. This isn't your regular. This is something big. This is building to
Yeah.
something really big. This is one that you have in your career. And he's already seen so many terrible things, and this still becomes the worst thing he's ever seen. It destroyed his life. And then there's the young guy who's coming in who just really wants to give it to me. I'll take it. I'll do it. Like, fine. You don't want it. F you. I'll no disrespect, but I want it. And who just doesn't see the scope of it until it also ruins everything in his life.
Yeah.
And the villain is done so well, and it's really intelligent. And I like that the people who wrote it read books. Like, they were familiar, and they tied them in a way that was easily digestible without dumbing it down, which is a very difficult thing. It's an entertaining movie. It's really good. Like,
Yeah.
you'll watch it, and if you haven't already seen it, which I'm assuming most of you have, but you watch it and go, like, this was something that was really smart, and it's rare that a movie comes along like that. So I got to put that on my list.
And it's one of Kevin Spacey's most memorable roles, which is
Yeah.
crazy because he's in it for
Like 4 minutes.
yeah,
Yeah.
barely in it at all. But he's so
It's such a strong
yeah.
presence.
Like, have you seen A History of Violence?
Yeah.
Is that who is it
So
that won
Viggo
the?
Mortensen?
Oh,
Is it-
Paul Newman.
No, John Hurt or William Hurt, who plays the boss.
Oh, Ed Harris, isn't it?
No, I can't think. But someone, the guy who
An old white guy.
the guy who won an Oscar for A History of Violence is in A History of Violence for 10 minutes. And it's kind of the same thing with 7, where Kevin Spacey's just barely in it, but he really steals that movie
Yeah.
once he's in it. But it's also, they're great. Like, Brad Pitt was great in that. It's
So
such a
good.
solid movie.
It's really well
and I
done.
really
it's
like,
shot beautifully.
yeah, it's
like they really put their all into every single
Yeah.
frame of that.
It's not Ed Harris.
Did you just Google it?
Because I know he's. The
I
one-
know who Ed Harris is, and he's definitely. I will look it up. What did you look up? Just the.
History of Violence, just the plot. I just wanted.
Oh,
to
why not cast?
I didn't want to.
Oh, sure.
Welcome to History of Violence cast.
It is William Hurt, you son of a bitch.
You're William Hurt.
He won an Oscar for that, and he's in the movie for 10 minutes. Or maybe he was just nominated. But, yeah, same thing. That's what I like about 7. Is
It's great. The only thing that was confusing about me was the. I don't want to reveal too much at the ending, but sort
Yeah.
of like the what's in the box situation. Didn't the serial killer violate his own rule? Because what was the
That's
sin?
what he says. That's what he says, and he says, and now that's why he wanted to be. I don't want to ruin everything, but that's why
Yeah.
he wanted to be executed, because he's like, now I've shown you my sin, and that's
Well, yeah, but it was
he's
envy.
using his sin. Yeah,
I
that
never-
that was the whole point of that.
I never bought into that. I was like, he broke his own rule. Because there was
so you wouldn't have shot him if that was Raquel's head
No,
in the
no, no.
box. You'd be like, this doesn't add up. This is not on the
It
rules.
depends. That all depends on if she eliminates any of my movies during the elimination round.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Whoa.
Really changed the head in the box
Yeah.
theory.
But, yeah, 7. That's a good pick. Is it my turn?
It is your
Adam,
turn.
it's your last one there.
I am
one?
I am going to go with a kind of a similar type of movie, Silence of the Lambs.
Nice one. I almost put that one on my list too.
Oh, it's so good.
Featuring
It's
FBI agent Clarice Starling.
what's that supposed to mean?
No,
Cops are FBI agents are fucking police. They're federal police.
Sure.
Jesus Christ.
Sure, if you want to go with that, yeah, that's fine.
We did
What
have a little debate on it, but yeah, I
the
was like, I
hell
feel
are
like they
you
should be
talking
because
about?
if you put in like Point Break, that's like an undercover cop, but he's an FBI agent. Like, but you still think
Yeah.
of him as like a cop. So I give it.
And
a
your
pass.
movie's like Tombstone is a sheriff movie.
Sheriff's
It's not.
cop.
Nope. Different.
I love you so much.
Totally different thing.
You're the best person.
But yeah, Silence of the Lambs. It's one of the best movies ever. Like,
it's a really good movie.
So good, so tense. It's another one that's shot really well. There's so many
beautifully shot. Yeah, they really
memorable, terrifying scenes. That basement scene with the night vision is one of the most intense scenes in
You hear
any
the
movie
breathing?
ever. Yes.
Kind of has the ending of that scene is always a little anticlimactic for me though, where
Yeah.
it's just like there, it's like now it's over.
Yeah.
It's like okay.
Also, I don't know if anybody else shares this, but I have always, but well before that movie, always been afraid of moths.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah,
afraid of.
moths.
I don't like their papery wings. If I hear one flapping around, I can't sleep. They're heavy bodies that they just clunk into you, like they've got no perception
Yeah.
of where any objects are. I don't like them.
I feel like they're an omen. When a moth shows up, I feel like something's coming. That's why I got the Mothman here to
that
protect
bat.
me.
Oh, you
Oh,
get like a
the little
bat
bat's got a flip off thing.
Yeah, he's flipping you off for calling him a bat.
because he's a bat.
because he's a bat.
No,
Don't
that's
hate
the
yourself. You
that
be
is
you,
the
Batman.
Mothman
It's a
He's
bat.
a bad.
of Point Pleasant, West Virginia.
That's a
No.
bat.
Let me see. This is.
I was holding it up to
Can
the
we put-
camera,
can
you
we-
I was
idiot.
giving a
Can
better
we-
view of it.
But yeah, because you were
What?
holding
I
the little,
was-
you were holding the bat wing back.
Yeah, it
could,
was very.
Could we? Could we put another poll on
Good boy.
bats or,
Yeah.
or
Good
what's
boy,
This is a bat.
Mothman. It's Mothman.
It's a
It's
bat,
Mothman.
though.
Here,
It's a
I'm
bat.
gonna do
This is-
something
there's-
quick.
Okay, so his name is Mothman. But
Like if
he's
you put a
bat.
circle around him, he would be the bat signal.
Here, I'm gonna Google something for you, and I want you to look at the majority of the image results. I just Googled Mothman. Look at it. Look at it.
No.
That's a moth.
Google stuffed
That is
bat.
an internationally recognized design for Mothman.
No.
And you are shitting all over this
No.
Etsy store right now that I bought
those are
that
bat
thing
This
from.
is a bat.
It's a
That
bat.
is a Mothman.
Clearly a bat.
All right, can we get to the last movie?
Mothman the bat.
So Silence of the Lambs. It's really fucking
Silence
good.
of the Lambs is a good one.
Be scared of moths unless you have a handy little Mothman
Batman.
plush toy to keep you safe.
Unless you speak out of shouting your mouth. Sarah, Dr. Lecture. Yes. Iron sulfide, lose friend.
Oh my God,
Cool
that's the
skull.
thing about Silence of the Lambs that I didn't realize until I read the book. She's supposed to be playing somebody like, in the beginning, like when she's like running or whatever and she's doing the FBI,
Yeah.
running in her sweats and all the guys like turn and look at her and stuff and all the stuff he says about, oh, the boys found you quickly, didn't they, Clarice? All that sticky fumblings in the back seat. And she was supposed to be like crazy beautiful. Like ridiculously
Hottest woman
attractive,
in the world.
and that's why. Because I was like, "Why are they looking at her? Are women not allowed in the FBI? Like what?"
Oh,
what?
yeah, they
I
went
was like, "She's
Jodie
She
Foster.
have
Fine.
mustard on her sweatshirt or something?
She's not like she's no Bridget Bardot."
I will say this,
so
though.
I was like, but they kept all the stuff in the movie, but I was like, well, you guys should have,
Yeah.
you should have changed it to because it was until I read the book, I was like, oh, that's why they were looking at her. That's why he was everybody.
get
That's why
it.
those nerds were hitting on her. Like, what about
Well, the nerds were
hamburger
hitting
and
on it. I don't know.
the shake?
Although I will
And-
say this, speaking of beautiful women, any other women inspire assassination attempts?
Yeah, well put. That, but wasn't that when she was like 13 or something?
Yeah,
and
back,
dressed as a
back when she was
prostitute?
hot.
Yeah, exactly. When she was playing a prostitute. Am I right?
No,
Give me a
she's-
high five, Jeff.
She's
Thank
an
you.
attractive woman, but she's supposed to be like
But
insanely
I heard
attractive.
someone else say that they saw her out in public once,
I think it was Raquel.
and they were just like stunned by how beautiful she
Yeah,
was.
because then
in
I
real
think
I
that
don't
was
believe that
I think
person.
that was recently on the Monday show, and it was you because I brought it up because I said I had seen what's her name, Julianne Moore, in the at the Cafe 101, and she was stunning, and I was like, oh my god, we both Clarice Starlings.
That wasn't me. I
Must
don't
have
think
been
I've
my
ever
other-
seen
It
her.
wasn't me.
Must have been my other
was my
girlfriend
Shaggy.
that I co-host a show
I don't
with.
like that joke. I don't like those types of jokes.
There's a whole alternate podcast network.
It's on the Darknet Patreon.
Popsin. Everyone pays by Bitcoin.
It's
great.
all about Jodie Foster as a 13-year-old being sexy.
How about there being an unpop podcast?
The unpop. Fuck them. Like, why even bring it up? Fuck that. I don't give a shit.
Because I was
don't
going to be
care.
like, come join my other podcast. Popular opinion.
Yeah, fuck them.
I like.
But I
Unpopular
don't think
notions.
unpop in that case means. I
No,
don't.
no, it doesn't.
Yeah, it's different. I don't fuck them. I don't care.
It wasn't me.
So yeah, that's our list. Now we got to start cutting some shit.
I'll cut you,
How
man.
does this? Okay, oh, I'm nervous. I'm getting nervous. I'm sweating.
Who's doing the first cut? Are we going in the same order?
Yeah. Jeff will do the first
Yeah,
cut.
I'm doing the first cut.
Can everyone see on the screen,
Yes, we can.
or do we need it?
Whoa,
bigger?
whoa,
No,
whoa, whoa,
that's-
whoa, 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 whoa.
Hey, that's too big.
This is, God damn it. This is a really.
I almost said it. That's what she said, and I don't know why.
Yeah, you should.
My friend's Wi-Fi password, and so I hear her say it all the time, and
Damn it.
Jeez, this is strong. I am going to have to, I'm going to have to cut Dragnet.
I knew you were gonna go for me. I will
Why
kill
is
you while
that?
you
There's
sleep.
literally two of you. You could, if I had picked him, you would have been like, I knew you were going to go for me.
You love Adam more than me.
Yeah.
Fine.
I mean, well, sure. Raquel, what are you going to cut?
What else is on this Darknet podcast? Are you hoping that we'll take each other out like Reservoir Dogs style, and you'll just be
Well, now that you mention it, please do that. Yes.
He's got a streak to keep.
I am gonna cut Dread because I haven't seen it. I don't know about it.
Fuck you.
Oh.
Why would you even do that? That's
Were
fucking.
you not here for what you did just a moment ago?
Yeah, I cut a not good movie.
Oh,
Dragnet
wow.
is a really good quotable movie. It's I love it. I watch that over and over again.
I, for my first cut, am
Is the deepest. Everybody makes that joke.
No, we hate that song.
Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna cut.
This is hard.
Yeah, I'm
Very
gonna
uncomfortable.
cut
It's hot in here, right?
Dick Tracy.
Ugh, you fucking.
Better you than me.
Yeah, I feel it was getting cut. It might get saved. You never know. Everything that has been cut so far starts with a D, and it's a streak. We can keep going if we want.
No, Deep Cover is such a good movie.
Raquel,
it.
what are you gonna cut next?
Oh
my
no,
turn.
Jeff's turn.
Oh,
to
it's
cut.
Jeff's turn.
I'm gonna cut Miscongeniality.
I hate you so
Whoa.
much.
That's
I
fine.
hate you so much.
That's okay.
Miscongeniality is an
gonna be uncomfortable
adorable movie. Everyone
out.
go watch it.
That's fine. I just don't see it in the same. I just don't see it in the same pantheon with a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, sure you don't. You misogynist piece of shit.
That's true.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, dear.
What about the one with Sofia Vergara? And Reese Witherspoon.
Raquel, what are you cutting next?
Oh God, I don't know. It's really hard to.
Just keep in mind.
I haven't seen the
I
two
s-
that you say, and so I'm gonna cut something that I was like, because I love all these. No, you know what? I'm gonna cut Speed.
Okay.
Sorry,
That's
I really
not-
like that movie.
Sandy B getting no respect on this.
No.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I like that movie. It's just these are hard. I was like, should I cut something I don't know? But then I was like,
That is what makes this the hard part, by the way.
Yeah.
super uncomfortable. I don't feel like good at all. It's like telling a friend that her husband's cheating on her.
You'll feel better after this. I'm going to cut Infernal Affairs because I've never seen it.
It's
And I
so
think The
good.
Departed is fine. And I don't appreciate all the shade you throw at it on a consistent basis. So,
It's The Departed. Were you not here? Show some
The
respect.
fucking departed.
sorry, kid.
Infernal Affairs is great though, guys. Go out and see it.
All right. So, is it G for rare?
Yeah, yeah.
G for
fair.
rare 481.
Save Dread, bro. Save
What are you
Dread.
saving, pal?
Do not save Dread.
Save Dread. Save Dread. Save Dread.
Warren
no,
here, isn't it?
Save
Don't
Dread.
save
Save
Dread.
Dread.
I
Save
don't
Save Dread.
So we have the arrow.
Save Dread. Save Dread. He might be dead.
Don't save Dread. Save Miscongeniality.
Save
Yeah.
Dread.
Save Miscongeniality. It's a delight. It's
Save Dread. It's so good, and there's a series coming out now on Netflix.
Oh well,
They-
you know what?
They're pulling her personal life into this too.
He
She was
saved Dread.
Oh, you
Dread, Dread,
mother.
Dread.
What?
Fucking
Ugh.
save Dread.
Oh.
Yeah, what's up? That's right, G Ferrer.
I think it's just
481.
for rare.
For
you're
shame.
really
For
going over
shame.
the top with that.
Dread, Dread.
All
Dread,
right,
Dread,
so
Dread, Dread,
I'm gonna
Dread,
go-
Dread, Dread,
Put up the poll on Facebook, and while I do that, how about you talk about some of the stuff that almost made your list?
I have a really long list for that. Honey, you want to go first?
Naked Gun.
Yep.
Oh,
Naked
yeah,
Gun was
we almost
so
all put that on our
I
list.
had Naked Gun on and off my list so much, and then I replaced it with Dick Tracy. What was I thinking?
Yeah, that's you know.
Yeah, I like Naked Gun a lot.
The one that hurt me the most, I had to get rid of Tango and Cash. And I love it because it is just the peak of that. Like every like machismo 80s kind of like guy cop buddy who don't really get along and are forced to get along. It's every one of those without a hint of irony, and they really do it well. It's super cheesy, but it's super well done. And I like, they even do the, like, you know, the Predator thing in the end or the Rocky thing in the end. I don't know. There were any machismo movies in the end, they had to do this with the guy. Honey, do that thing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
To show that they were buddies.
Yeah, there
And
was
they
always
did
a high
that
five.
so well, but they tease it throughout the movie. They almost do it, and then they
There's
I like that that's
actually,
a theme in that.
I think there's a noticeable lack of buddy cop movies on the list.
Yeah, we didn't have
Yeah,
Lethal
There's
Weapon.
no Lethal Weapon.
Lethal
there's no
Weapon.
deep or no
48 Hours.
Rush Hour.
Rush Hour.
pretty great.
48
Yeah.
Hours didn't
Yeah,
get
Beverly
48
Hills
Hours.
Cop.
Beverly Hills Cop.
You know what movie I realized on the way here was like a cop movie? Predator 2. And I fucking love Predator 2.
That's a deep
I haven't
cut.
seen it.
But that is, I mean, the whole story is what's his name?
Danny Glover.
Danny Glover
He doesn't always play a cop.
being a but
he
the
was
whole
in
point
Gone
it's
Fishing. I didn't see
like,
it, but I'm
it's-
assuming he wasn't a cop in that, right?
Chet Wild will appreciate that reference. He has a movie poster. Oh, you've been to his
you've
house.
been
Yeah.
in his restroom.
He's got that hanging in his bathroom.
I was really distracted because I was trying to pretend to tell Carrie, like, hey, we're okay. I'm not going to put my hair in cornrows and hit you for any of the stuff you say about Jeff.
Oh yeah. But you should have.
Yeah, I want to sucker punch her, though, so don't, you know.
Who's that? Wait, what's happening? Oh, Carrie. Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, I actually really like her. I
No,
know, sorry,
it's too,
Jeff.
there's
I
no
love you
turning.
too.
There's no turning back.
That's not happening.
Hmm.
Pull that away. Carrie Martin, boo.
Carrie Martin Boo.
Carrie Martin, boo.
All right.
Copyright the Monday show.
I like that.
The poll is up.
Yeah. all
Everybody. I will. Yeah. It's still not letting me link to this.
Adam Tod Brown created a poll in Facebook Live.
Yeah.
I think the first
whatever.
5 that you put up have the best chance always because I don't know that people always click to see all 10.
Well,
Yeah, I
it
got it.
changes once people start voting.
Ah, okay, but still, I feel like they get a. Did you see G.I. Jane where they give her like the thing?
And
to
it
step on?
also randomizes it. When I put the list up, it doesn't post it in the order that I.
I wasn't
put
saying
it.
that you're doing anything. I'm just
Okay,
saying, like,
yeah,
I think the
sure.
first
It's
5.
just you're
that-
a bad
sure.
person.
Yeah, it's just that I'm
Well,
really.
I say that all the time, but that's not related to this. That's another matter.
Yeah.
Baby, can I have some of your water?
So, if you're a subscriber, you should know how to find our Unpops live Facebook group. Go out there and cast your votes right now.
Might I suggest you vote RoboCop and Dread?
Might I suggest you never vote for anything Jeff does?
I like that Tombstone made it.
yeah,
I'm
Tombstone's
like
a
really
good movie.
happy that Tombstone made it. I get why it
Tombstone's-
won't win. Like I understand it, but I wanted to show people that I'm clever.
A lot of these are really good picks.
Yeah,
It's
there
gonna
are.
be tough to go like that doesn't deserve it.
I was
I mean,
about
unless
to,
Dread gets on there. Then.
Like I don't understand why RoboCop is not doing this well.
RoboCop should. I mean, I don't want to say anything.
It'll-
but
I mean,
it's
it'll get
good.
there. Don't
RoboCop
worry.
It's at 6th place.
well,
Oh, it's tied for 5th.
let's refresh. Hey, where'd it go?
What else did not make the? Oh, State of Grace. I was gonna put on Gary Oldman, Sean Penn, Ed Harris, Robin Wright.
I don't think I've seen that.
You should see
it
it.
good?
Well, I love Gary Oldman, obviously.
Yeah.
And this was he really.
she means
really
because you look like Gary Oldman.
did. You don't. I mean, he looks like anybody. He could play Lolita, and I was like, that was Gary Oldman.
Everyone!
Nice.
He was a great cop in The Professional.
He was. He's great in everything. But he's a. It's a decent movie. It's a decent movie. Oh, baby, you'll like it. It's in Boston. It's all about
I've never
Boston
heard of that.
families.
Boston.
And another one I was going to put on, it's a Brazilian movie, but it was like one of the top movies in Brazil called Elite Trupe, which is Elite Troop. And
It's called Women Shouldn't Be Allowed to Vote.
it's really good. It's the guy from Narcos who's the biggest star in Brazil.
Oh, nice.
And he's
Cristiano
it's
Ronaldo.
about like, okay, over there, are their regular cops are like our SWAT team. Like they have the automatic weapons and the full
Yeah.
stuff because it's crazy over there. So their
Does
SWAT
it take
team,
place in a favela?
yes, and partially, yeah.
fucking killing it right now, Jeff.
Good one. You're so well-rounded, worldly. I like it.
Yeah, how do you know so much about the world?
You know what? Well, I know somebody who's been to a lot of places.
Oh,
so
wow.
I had to actually talk Raquel out of going like, she's like, I have these 19 very obscure cop movies that I want to bring to the table. And I was like, oh, honey, those are all going to get knocked. Like, you'll have to vote some of those off.
Like what?
This is a
Name
really
one.
good movie. Elite Troop would be one.
Oh,
Or
Yeah. Goof Troop, actually.
Someone mentioned Kelly Stanaway mentioned Zootopia.
Yeah,
in
if
the
you like
comments.
If you like fascism.
I actually watched it, and it's
I think we're gonna have to soon, or at least pretend
Yeah.
to.
yeah, no doubt. Oh, that's depressing.
I've never seen The French Connection. That
The
was
French
on a lot of-
Connection's
yeah.
really good. I almost picked it.
Yeah, we almost went with that,
We
but
hadn't
neither of
seen
us
it.
had seen it.
Yeah, it's got probably the best car chase in
I'm not a
I've
big
heard
fan
that.
of
history.
car chases. I always
you'll
feel like
you'll
I
probably like this one. It's really intense.
They like copy it in a bunch of stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like
it's famous.
The Deadpool and dirty
Oh,
Harry
yeah.
oh yeah, I don't.
no
I
one
don't
picked.
see
Yeah.
those. And then I was like, were any of the Charles Bronson movies? Was he a cop?
No,
He was like,
Yeah.
no, he's just a vigilante.
vigilante.
Please excuse me. I have this cold.
Maniac Cop.
Cyborg Cop.
What's that?
Copland.
Officer Down that you put in our Netflix thing that I haven't seen.
All right.
Officer Down is based off of a comic book created by one of my friends. So I started to watch
We're
it.
gonna leave the poll up for another 90 seconds.
And Point Break. I
Get
didn't put that.
your votes in starting now.
Dread, Robocop,
Don't vote for Dread. Don't
Robocop,
vote
and
Dread.
Dread.
RoboCop is good. Dread sucks.
Robocop and Dread the movie are both very good things. You should be voting for them, and then I will win a fucking thing.
I'll punch you in the face.
And
Like
he'll take
Hot
your prize
Fuzz
away.
is the best cop movie
Yeah.
of all time. Yeah, I get top
Wow.
5, but come on.
Yeah, I don't think Hot Fuzz should beat Fargo. I do think I should win in some
Oh
manner.
yeah, Fargo is fantastic.
Yeah, but
I mean, I could
There's
see
time.
RoboCop or Die Hard beating and Seven beating beating Fargo. Maybe like I could see how that would happen. Although it's a tough sell.
yeah, there's 45 seconds left. We're not going to refresh. Don't anyone tell me if you're looking at it on your phones. I am. We're counting down the seconds. Yeah, so far I'm not surprised Tombstone and Deep Cover aren't doing better. Those are the
Tombstone's really great.
Yeah, I
And
mean they're
Deep
both
Cover is
really
fantastic,
they're
but I don't
both
think
really
people have
good.
seen it.
Yeah. I thought Super Troopers would do a little
Yeah,
better than
right?
it's
Like-
doing.
Yeah, but that's a stacked list. I mean, it's
Yeah.
really hard to say. Oh, look, online-stopwatch.com has
Yep.
made an appearance.
There's 10 seconds left. And then we refresh. Oh my God. Drum roll. Drum roll. Here we go.
I
We
didn't
don't
learn
have a
how to
drum
be
roll.
musically inclined. I'm not good at it.
Okay. Number 5. 7.
Doesn't make sense. Doesn't add up.
Doesn't add up?
That's 35.
Number 4. RoboCop. Never heard of it.
RoboCop is great. That should have been higher.
Should have been way higher.
Number 3. Die Hard.
Damn good movie.
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
Number 2. Fargo.
Yeah. That should
Yay.
have been number 1 probably.
Yeah, number 1 is Hot Fuzz. That is
Which-
surprising for
I
number
don't think
1.
That's true.
Yeah, like I'm 100% okay
Fake
with it making
news.
top 5, but like, what are you guys thinking on that one?
Adam,
huh?
you just keep that trophy then?
Well, I get 2 trophies because I have the 1 and 2 pick. I mean, I have 6.
6 shenanigans.
So they're just, I guess these all just stay.
Weird.
Well, the house always wins.
It's weird, yeah.
Or in this
Yeah.
case,
Wow,
the
that's-
apartment.
No, just since we got these trophies, it's like I'm more driven, I think, to win is all. That's all.
This is like Willy Wonka if the last 10 minutes weren't on the movie.
Yeah. It ends at the "you lose, good day, sir," and then that's just the end of the movie.
Just keeps his factory. Just wanted to mess with some kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, he lived for like 45 years after that
His
movie.
wife did not, though.
No.
Yeah, she
Oh,
passed
I don't
away quite
remember her
early.
being in the chocolate factory, so it's okay.
Okay.
What? So this was fun, right?
It was. It was.
It's very stressful.
Yeah,
Very
but
stressful thing.
it's all fun stress. Fun
Yeah.
stress.
Fun stress. We got to
This
go
is like
feed some
I
cats.
feel like you're like
Yeah.
on the workout videos when they're like, "Great, have a good time with it." And I'm like, if I were having fun, I wouldn't be working out. Like this is the thing that
Yeah.
I can do so I look good when I'm having fun.
So we should plug some stuff. Come to the next Glendale Unpop stand-up show September 6th.
It's very fun.
At the Alex Theater in downtown Glendale. It's such a beautiful venue.
Yeah.
The show is free. Doors open at 7:30. It starts at 8. Alex Schmidt
I
love Alex Schmidt.
Don't steal my thing.
headlining.
Every time I see him, I'm always like, oh, it's great to see him. And I genuinely mean it.
He's so great. He's
good.
headlining this month. Carrie Martin will be there.
Yay.
Chet
Pass.
Wild will be there.
Pass.
Vanessa Gritton will be there.
Yay.
John Fahey will be there.
Sign me up. John
And
Fahey's so funny. They're all funny.
funny.
They're all
I will
great.
be hosting.
Pass.
It'll be a damn good time. And also, we just changed our reward levels around. So go find out how you can get a podcast version of our stand-up show
Adam just
every
keeps
month.
all the stuff now, just like those statues.
Yep. It's all in a corner. So yeah, come out to that. We will love you forever. And also subscribe.
It's just really fun, too.
Subscribe on Patreon. All right. Jeff, what do you got?
Mint on Card is the second Friday of every month in beautiful Blast from the Past on Magnolia and Burbank. Doors at 7, technically 11 a.m. Shows at 7:30. It's free. Bring your dogs. Bring your liquor. We bring the food truck. Really cool spot. On the 10th, I think I'm doing Huntsberger's show. I still have to send him an email to check on that, which I'm excited about. 18th, I will be at Britannia Pub. And that'll be a late night show. Lots of fun in Santa Monica. Anything else? We're good. We're good, you guys.
All right. Raquel, anything?
Well, we're on Twitter and stuff. Jeffrey posts my jokes on there sometimes. That have been 6. I haven't. Care Rescue
Care Rescue LA.
at gmail.com. Is that right?
Yeah.
7677.
They help us
Oh,
take
yeah.
care of the feral cats that we feed every day, that we're leaving to go feed now. And I think that we're going to start really trying to trap them and get them adopted soon. So if you put unpops in the memo, that money you donate will go specifically to the feral cats that Jeff and
Yeah.
I have been taking care of for
None
over
of those other
a year.
stupid cats.
Yeah,
out
I mean,
there
we don't know them. They're nobodies. They're
fucking
Charlie
taking up
nobodies.
space. Yeah. All right.
Also, let's give it up. It's my 5-year anniversary of leaving Massachusetts today.
Oh yay!
All
Hey. When's mine?
He
Mine's
left
coming
a
up.
baby there.
Oh, mine passed last year.
I thought I got here
Should be
before
coming
you.
back around again the way that.
Well, I left
Calendars
South Dakota in December of
Oh, you went to
2011.
New York,
I
right?
went to New York first, then San Francisco for 3 months, then came here. Because I've been places.
What do you like?
so-
Save all your old day planners
Yeah.
or something? I don't remember where I was yesterday.
Facebook.
I remember
Facebook
where I
on
lived
this
for
day.
6 months.
Mine's Facebook on this day. I look back and I'm like, it's like bye Massachusetts. I was like, oh, I had so
Yeah.
much. I had plans.
Oh well.
Are you disappointed with
This
where I
is so
turned it?
awkward. Hey,
No, I like
Let's-
how it went.
let's wrap
I'm
this
the
up.
main thing.
Raquel, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Jeff, say goodbye.
You get the underrated Dread rookie card, everybody.
It's not that good.
So much better.
Goodbye, everybody. We love you.
We do love you.
Got saved.
Wave goodbye to the light.